What's up, you guys, man? Welcome back to another video. So I've come up with an idea of what I want to do with this channel, right? So I've been watching this TV show called Sex in the City, and there's a lady on there by the name of Carrie, and she has like a column called Sex in the City, and it basically just navigates through her dating life and things that she's experiencing that everybody else can relate to as well. So I want to show my new tat off of that too, you know how to do that. So I was like, man, you know what? I want to be able to do something like that. And that's what I'm going to use this channel to. So it's going to be a numerous amount of things that I'm going to do with this channel. But in the grand scheme of things, that's going to be one of the things that I most definitely want to cover because I got a lot of different topics and I want to hear a lot of other people's opinions from the females, even up into the guys on the topics and ideas I got. So boom, check this out. We're going to start off with this one, right? So it was like an episode where she was going to do like a seminar in person because normally she types it up and it's in the newspaper. So she wanted to do a seminar in person. So a lot of the girls was coming and just was having questions about like, they was like, are you married? She's like, no. They was like, have you ever almost been married? She's like, no. That's not how old you are. She was like, they're looking. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to figure out, okay, what is it about her that we're listening to? Why did I pay to come here to hear a woman that's not in a relationship, that's not married, never been married, and never almost been married? Why are we here? Why are we here to listen to her speak? What is she saying of value to us? So it's almost like they're looking at her as a professional. And the thing is this, right? None of us out here are professionals in whatever we're doing, especially when it comes to the dating scene. None of us are professionals. We can go based off of our experiences of what we went through and what we've seen other people go through. And we can kind of make, we can come up with things based off of that. But it's not like I'm an experienced person just because I just been through a lot of failed situations. And from those failed situations, I took from it and tried to apply that to make my new situation something that's actually has substance to it. So I got to looking at, and they was just saying that there isn't any, like a lot of the girls was just like, there's not any single man, no single men. It was like they went to one place and everybody there, like some type of sports bar to go talk to guys, and everybody there all the guys there was married. So I got to thinking to myself, right? So even if you look at, in today's age, you look at Snapchat, you look at social media, you look at TV, whatever the case may be, you see all these people in relationships. And the image of the relationship itself, in your mind, you're thinking like, man, they're the most happiest people in the world. Man, I wish that I can have that. I wish I was him. I wish that I was her. You want that, right? We all want that. We all want to be able to be in that, to have that person, right? But you have to understand that majority of the people, I would say, honestly, if you ask me, I would say that maybe over I would say that mostly over 70% of people that you see in relationships are not really happy. Like whether it's relationships or whether it's marriage, they're not happy. A lot of us, we settle for what's available. So what do I mean by that, right? So for fellas, we settle for what we have because and this channel is going to be about being blunt. This channel is not sugarcoat nothing. Like that's not what I'm coming on here and I'm speaking, but I'm not pulling no punches and I'm not speaking politically correct, because when I speak politically correct, y'all don't listen to that. Y'all tend to listen to the vulgar stuff, but that's real. So right. So why does most guys settle for relationships that they are in? Because it's consistent sex. Right. If you go back to this dating cesspool as a guy, a single guy, your sex rate isn't going to be high. It's not going to be outstanding. Even if you say, okay, I'm going to lower my standards, you're still not going to it's still not going to be a very high percentage. Now you take the single woman and you put her in the single, in a single market, and her percentage with guys sex wise is going to be great. It's just because women are desired. Men desire women. You know what I mean? We place more desire on sex, I feel like, than women do a lot of the times, because for women, I feel like that it's a lot more accessible. For guys, unless you're a guy that's a somebody, you don't have a lot of success when your success rate whenever it comes to women isn't really that high. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to kind of take it where you can go. If you want to be honest, my previous relationship that I just got out of, a lot of me holding on to that relationship was because I knew that once I went back onto the market and being single, I wasn't going to have a lot of options. Like I haven't had sex since I've been out of my relationship, and I've been out of my relationship, maybe 2 weeks now. And even up until those 2 weeks, it was off and on. So we got back together after we originally broke up, and we had a farewell tour in terms of us having sex. But that I haven't had sex since then. Now, granted, I haven't been putting myself out there. I just here recently made a Tinder. I just made that Tinder yesterday, but even my success rate on that isn't good. I've matched with like 2 people and I DM'd them and no response from them. Right? So a lot of us, we settle for what's there because we don't want to keep going through that. Nobody wants to keep starting over. Nobody wants to have to figure out a person. You want to stick where you're comfortable. You know what I mean? So that's where a lot of people are at. So a lot of people, when you're out here looking around and you're seeing these relationships a lot of times and you're failed, every time you see that, it reminds you of your failed relationships or your shortcomings. So guess what? Now you become depressed. You get down on life and you start saying, why me? Why me? Why is everybody else deserves to be happy and I don't deserve to be happy? And it's not that everybody else deserves to be happy. It's most people are putting on the front and are making you think that they're happier than what they actually are. So you got to be able to assess that not everybody in relationships are happy. So when you see these people booed up, when you see people walking through the grocery store with holding hands, when you see people in a gas station, to a car pull up and it's a guy and a girl, the guy get out to go do whatever, you got to understand that. And even if you see a guy and a girl and they're going to get gas and the woman gets out and pump the gas, that right there should tell you that that's not a happy relationship by her having to get out and pump the gas right there. When me and my girl was together, she never had to worry about pumping the gas. Whenever I was in the car with her, I always got out the car to go pump the gas because these were things I felt I should do as a man, right? But not to get off topic with that, but you got to realize that everybody's not happy. So once you realize that, you stop being so angry at where you're at, and you try to kind of logically think about, okay, how can I get to that process of possibly finding a person and being happy? But with this channel, everything that I cover, I want to come out and let you guys know up front that I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not a professional. One day you might see an articulate, well-rounded side of me. The next day you might see a frustrated, pumped up, I hate this, I hate that, women don't know what they want. You might see that side of me because I'm using this channel. This is my therapy. I don't have a therapist. This is my therapy. So this is how I talk. This is how I communicate my feelings across. Because a lot of these conversations I have by myself anyways. So why not start turning on the camera and start having these conversations with you guys? Because I have a lot of good conversations. And then whenever I go talk to somebody, I can't remember half the stuff that I said. And I'd be like, man, I wish I remember what I said the other night. See, now when I had these situations, I can come back to this and say, man, this was what I'm trying to say right here. So that was just something that just popped up on my head. And I just want you guys to know that just because you're not in a relationship right now, that doesn't mean that you're a failure, regardless of your age. I don't care if you're 21, I don't care if you're 25, I don't care if you're 30, I don't care if you're 40. If you still got life in your body, you still on this earth, you still possess the chance of possibly finding love. So, don't get so butthurt when you see all these people on social media, because no majority of what you see on social media is a facade. Most people are just trying to portray an image of something that they're not, whether it's happy, whether it's them actually being in love. And that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic for another day, me covering love. But I most definitely got something. I most definitely got something to speak on that. But this was just a short video, man. I haven't been on here in a while, and I kind of wanted to just touch bases. And my last 2 videos I did were not the most pleasant videos. But I'm not taking those videos down because you want to know why? Because that's me voicing, that's me venting, that's me being upset for what I've been going through, of what I've went through. So I'm not taking them videos down. So those videos are going to stay up. So just go watch those videos and understand that that's the many versions of me. You're going to have days where I feel like that, and you're going to have days where I feel like this, so you can't just take what I said in that video and say, okay, cool, this is that. And a lot of times, if I haven't told you guys before, a lot of times I'm going to come on this channel and I'm going to play characters. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to say things, and I'm going to, speculate on things that I've never done. But I'm going to come on here and say it because it's shock value and that draws eyes. But once I get these eyes pulled in, that's when I'm going to hit you with the stuff that you want to hear. So don't fall for everything that you hear me speak about on social media, on this channel. Don't fall for it. You know what I mean? Don't fall for it. I'm playing a character sometimes. This is me right here. This is the real me. Those other videos, that's the character me. And I will come back with more character in the future. So just learn how to decipher between the two, and don't let me play on you. Like my boy Charleston White say, man, don't fall in love with the macking, man. Fall in love with my actions and what you see, not what you hear. You know what I mean? But that is it for this video, man. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out this thing.